What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the first 100 miles on the Hyper City E-Ride mid-drive. So they've got the couple of versions of this bike. They've got the mid-drive version of it, and then they've got the hub drive version of it. The mid-drive's a little bit more expensive. I decided I'd give it a go. I've been seeing these posted up on Walmart's website for like $1,300, $1,400. To me, that was too expensive to purchase a mid-drive Walmart bike. So recently they came down to $699, and I ended up buying it. Really, what drove me to do this was I had seen the 29-inch full suspension mid-drive. It was $699 as well, and that was what drew me in. But I bought this bike on a whim just to see if it was something I'd like riding around a neighborhood rather than riding the mountain bike around my neighborhood. And I've got to say that this bike, I did not expect to like it as much as I have. I've ridden it over 130 miles. I've only had it probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And even on the mountain bike, I think they have a very similar motor. I can't remember what the brand name is, but it starts with a V. You can look it up. Anyway, this thing is smooth. This motor, I have a very expensive Giant mountain bike, closer to the top of the line from like 2021, and the motor and power on it are great. But this thing is just as smooth, actually probably smoother and quiet. Um, let's see. Good things, I would say it shifts well. I have no issues shifting it. I really like how the bike handles, with the exception of it being a more of like a hybrid style bike. It definitely doesn't handle like a mountain bike, but because of that, I've got a more upright seat position, and it's just all in all more comfortable for me. Um, I tend to ride the bike sometimes even without assistance. I cycle. I cycle electric bikes, regular bikes, a mountain bike, all the things. And I will say, out of all the bikes that I've ridden, this bike is just a joy to be on. The front fork is a little weak with regard to taking on serious bumps, but that's not what this bike is about. Anything that you're going to hit on pavement or on the road, other than like a really significant pothole, this fork will absorb it, have no issues, no concerns. The only thing that I've really ran into as far as handling or suspension wise is I was out, and this was out on the mountain bike, the 29-inch mountain bike, as well as this bike. And I'm not going to blame the tires. These are probably cheap tires, but it was wet. It was wet pavement. I was on some sidewalk, and there was a bit of, tree cover and whatnot that had fallen onto the sidewalk mixed with the water, the standing water for a couple of days. And I think it just overall got slick. I tried to turn, and as soon as I did, it just went out from underneath me. But that was the only issue that I've had with the bike as far as riding it around. Like I said, the gearing is good. I would say it would be nice to have a little bit more on the top end. That being said, I can ride the bike very comfortably without assistance. So therefore, when I turn on the assistance, it's even better. It's butter smooth. I have only ridden this bike for the majority at assistance, pedal assistance level 1, and that's really all you need. This thing will cruise up hills as long as you can select the right gear. No issues, no concerns. It is an absolute joy to ride. I haven't tried the rack out yet. I mean, it's got this little thing that, you cut down on it, whatnot, but I've not got any panniers or anything ordered to try it out to see what it does under load. But I can tell you right now, going up hills in assist level 1, assist level 5, it's smooth. It's amazing. For $699, you can't beat it. The seating position, super comfortable. It's going to be extremely upright, but typically, whenever the wind's coming and hitting you and you're on an e-bike, it doesn't matter as much. So there's really no negative aspect on an e-bike as far as being able to sit upright and have that assistance while you're going against the wind versus a normal bike. That would not be ideal. because it end up holding you back and it'd be that much more difficult. You tend to like want to get more aerodynamic and squeeze in so that you wouldn't have to catch so much wind and push against it. Um, the brakes, it has cable disc brakes. That is one differentiator between the mid drive and the hub drive. Is the hub drive has a cantilever or whatever V brakes, whatever they call them, up here on the and it's rim brakes, versus this has disc brake. I really like the disc brakes. I'll say they're not hydraulic. They're not as strong as other bikes I've ridden, but they're adequate. They slow the bike down. This bike is not meant to be ridden in a way that you're aggressive or anything like that anyways. So as long as you're getting on it or purchasing it and knowing that this is just a chill bike to ride, to go out and have fun, it does all of those things. It's not a road bike. It's not a mountain bike. It's not going to go on gravel or anything like that at fast speeds. You could probably take it at slow speeds and it'd probably be okay, but it's fast speeds, no bueno. I really don't have any complaints. I really like the grips. I like the shifting. I didn't think that I would like a twist shifter, but to be honest with you, it's been butter smooth. Haven't had any issues with shifting. I haven't really even had to adjust it out of the box. The electric mountain bike that I bought from Walmart, the Hyper 29 E-Ride mid drive or whatever, I did have to make some adjustments to that derailleur, but it was just the barrel, and I've done that and I got it working pretty good. The seat feels cushy whenever you get on it the first 5-10 minutes, but if you go ride this thing for more than 20 miles or 10 miles, something like that, it's pretty bare. I'm typically used to riding bikes with firm seats, but this thing right here has got a really, really firm seat. So you might want to get a cover for it or just research another seat to put on it. I'm going to try to break this one in and see how it goes. Already ridden it 100 miles. Maybe I'll ride it 500 and see what happens. But like I said, 500 miles could be 2-3 weeks from now at the rate of which I've ridden this bike. I was putting in 20-mile rides and feeling like I didn't even ride 5. And so that's it. The computer on it is great. I don't have any issues with that. It's easy to read out, easy to turn on, easy to move, between assist levels. It's easy to get the information, max speed, all those things. I haven't tried the walk yet, the walk feature. I haven't found a situation in which I needed to actually even walk with the bike. I will say that the advertised range on it is something like, I want to say 30 miles. And I would say, just based off my riding, and I'm going up, various hills and downhills and things of that nature. It's not just flat road in pedal assist 1. I think this thing can easily double that, 60 miles, and still have quite a bit of juice left. Now, I'd have to test that, but I will say, I've ridden it 130 miles to this point, and I think I've only charged it 2 times, maybe 3 times. And so I really would like to do a proper range test on it in Pedal Assist 1 and Pedal Assist 5 for you guys to see if, what it can do. But yeah, that's it. I'm trying to think of anything that I've missed. I will say I did buy 2 of these bikes whenever I purchased the other one. I unboxed it and I have a video of that if you want to go see it, putting it all together. And unfortunately, the fender on it was bent, so I bent it back. I tried to do my best. I got it to where it would work, but it still wasn't ideal. And then whenever I did that, I realized that the computer mount up here was broken. Where it screws together and it mounts right here, it was actually broke. And so I ended up taking the bike back. I've got another one on order. I like the bike enough that I'm going to try to keep it around. Yeah, I would say the sentiment is, when I first bought this bike, I was on the fence. I was just getting it to use it, to maybe do a review and see how it was. And now it's probably one of my favorite bikes in the stable as far as riding around town or my neighborhood. I cannot speak highly enough of this bike. For $699, this setup is excellent. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you found it useful, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, concerns, post them below. Let me know what you want to see. If you want me to test it, you want me to weigh it. What do you want me to do? We'll try it out. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. And subscribe if you like this content and you want to see more of it. Out.